Hey everyone, it's Kai from Cool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the Bandai Star Wars movie realization, Yari Ashigaru Stormtrooper. For all the amazing figures coming out of Japan, click the link in the description below to head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, it's taking Bandai forever to get new molds into this series of figures, and this one here is just another repaint pretty much, apart from some of the weaponry. So if you do have the previous archer or even their drummer, you'll pretty much know what you're getting for this particular figure. The box art itself, standard sort of thing there with the figure on the front and some photos of the figure there on the back there. The figure itself, most of it is pretty much the same as the archer, particularly the head sculpt here with the little hat thing on top. But I'll get to the figure in a second. There are a few things that I'll point out that I'm not quite happy with. But for the accessories, the flag is pretty much the same flag as the one that came with the drummer. I think the logo here is a little bit darker, but overall pretty much the same sort of thing. And you just sort of peg this thing in the back there. Just go easy and don't snap anything off. It is a bit of a tight fit straight out of the box. The spear itself comes in two parts. Again, just be careful how you put it in, but it is pretty tight, so it does separate at this joint here. The paint application and sort of weathering isn't too bad. It's the same sort of design as their, or colouring as their katanas and so on. So overall, not too bad. I do like that they're going through their sort of traditional samurai troops in this series. So I do like that they've done that. Comes with the usual short sword here, and you just sort of put this on the belt here through that. So you put the sheath through there, and you can have him either having it inside there or holding it in his hands, and the detailing as always is pretty nice. And it comes with 4 swap out hands, which I've already swapped out. Comes with fists and sword holding hands. I think you can get the spear into the smaller hands or the tighter gripping hands, but I'll keep it fairly loose with these wider ones. And the figure itself, articulation wise, is pretty much the same as the others. So you get the usual shoulder and double jointed elbows there, double jointed knees. One of the biggest issues that I have with this particular figure, I'm not sure if it comes down to mold degradation or what, but mine is particularly loose, particularly around the waist here, and so you can pretty much just yank it off without too much force at all. And I was actually just trying to move the arm straight out of the box, and it just essentially just fell apart. But you can take it apart like that, and this is the first time it's actually happened for me, so I haven't actually looked at the figure too much without the skirt on or the kama on. So you can just put it back on there and just line that up and push it back on there, and it'll stay on there like so. Overall, the paint application on this one is pretty good. It is a matte finish, similar to the Archer, I think, which does give it a nice sort of finish. Now, apart from the waist, the other issue that I have is the helmet here has separated at the back, and that was because this shoulder joint was so damn tight just to move the shoulder armor. As you can see, as part of the articulation, you can have that joint to move the shoulder pauldron back and forth. And mine was so tight that when I pushed it up, it pushed against that and snapped that off. I have had once before I've had to glue that back on, so there is a little sort of indentation in there where you put it, and you just glue that back on. So I might I'll decide whether or not I want to glue that or just leave it like that. It's not too noticeable, but I did notice that there is a bit of a gap at the back here, so they didn't line that up too well on this particular one. So a couple of points that disappointed me on this figure, but overall not too bad. And having him hold the spear like this, or in some of the poses that I've seen on Sideshow Freaks and other forums, he can get into some pretty nice action poses. And if I just grab the archer here, you'll see the archer posed up like so, and the spearman, you'll notice that he's not too much different at all, so you'll know what you're getting. But I guess with the flag at the back there, I'll have him standing at the back with the drummer, just for a bit of symmetry, I guess, in my OCD in the display. But hopefully you can click through to the Facebook page as well, where I'll be posting up a few more photos of the collection once I pose it all up. But that's pretty much it. I think they've got their Stormtrooper coming out later this year. I think it's around the September time frame, and it's really I'm really looking forward to that one, just to get something a little bit different, and hopefully they release a few more figures. I think they also teased their 3PO recently, so hopefully they keep pumping out these figures with different molds, and keeping it a bit more interesting than it's been for the last year or two. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you like that quick look. Hopefully you can click that like and subscribe button as well, and stay tuned for all the upcoming reviews that I've got later this year. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers, bye.